GW students were shown 40 slides of words and were asked to respond with either male or female, whichever came to them first for each word.
Female.
If I had those 2 years of just learning,
Male.
Female. Male. Female. Female. Male. Male. Female. Female. Male.
Female. Male. Female. Male. Female.
Female. Male. 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 Female.
Female. Female. Female. Female. Female. Female. Female.
Male. 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 Female. Female.
Guy. Girl. 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 Guy.
Female. Male. Male. Female. Female.
Words were all mixed up, but each word actually belonged to a specific category. Personal descriptors, retail items, professions, activities, and a control group.
The majority of retail-related words were marked as female, with 53% female, 47% male. The majority of words describing professions were marked as male, with 50% male, 42% female, and 8% even split.
Although the statistical findings were interesting, we found ourselves more taken by the questions we got and the facial expressions and reactions of participants when faced with their own gendered assumptions.
What follows are some clips of what participants told us when they were given an open forum to discuss their experience participating.
I found myself saying male when it was a gender neutral situation almost. So.
Having to put labels, especially gender related, that's very difficult because it sucks that society has made it so that we have to label things like a yoga mat with female or something, that kind of sucks. So it was a little difficult because I hate to admit that I kind of fall into these things and
Well, I really tried to say what popped into my head first, and even for some of the ones that I'm sure are more associated with males, just because I know people that do those things, it instantly made it female. So hardworking for me made me think of my mom, and it was female, obviously. I feel like when you have personal triggers, it can kind of change the stereotypes. But for some of them, it felt bad because you have to choose one, and the one that pops into your head first. And even with me believing in equality for everyone, being a feminist, it's you still say what you associate with that word, which I found interesting and sad. I guess it made me a little sad, but I think
a lot of the words, for those ones, I translated them in Spanish a little bit, and then I kind of said where the feminine or masculine version of that, because that's what I think about. I don't know. Is that weird?
So, I think there's definitely some words that easily lend themselves to one gender or the other, but the thing that was interesting was I was anticipating it being only those words, so I was shocked and had difficulty answering when there were words that seem like they're gender neutral, but I guess if you think about it a little bit, you could sort of assign a stereotypical gender to them anyway. I think I stumbled on sneakers and shoes because those are things that I, as a male, love and associate with myself, and I found it difficult to say that I thought that those were stereotypically female things when that's not how I ascribe.
Like, any thoughts about that?
I actually think that people who are aware of gender norms feel them more and feel more pressure to respond to them, whether that's to adhere to them or to actively rebel against them. And I think the feminine and masculine aspects of my personality are things that I think about often because I know that other people are thinking about them often, and I often find myself consciously figuring out which parts of me are stereotypically feminine and which ones are stereotypically masculine.
Okay, well, I just felt, like because I'm more socially aware, I don't like kind of see just male or female, like the binary of those two things. So it was kind of difficult for me to answer some of those questions, and felt a little bit forced. And at the end, I kind of felt guilty about some of my answers, like putting. Like, it kind of didn't make sense for me because then I said like sneakers for male, but then I said shoes for women. Like, I don't know why. It's just like, I don't know. I guess gender roles are kind of ingrained in us as a society.
It was like funny.
Why was it funny?
It was funny because some of the stuff is like, oh, you shouldn't say that's like only male or female. But I mean, you said the first like one that came to mind, so that's what it was.
I felt like a lot of the words, like, I don't know, like they were like expecting something, and I felt like for football, it's obviously male. Then I said male, but I play football, so I was kind of thinking of my experience with the contact sport because I like it too. And like a lot of the words seemed like clear and like cleanly, and I would associate that with the female because of her like the female, more of them are like associated with like extra grooming for themselves, and then males are kind of associated with brash, so I would say partying or whatever. But I kind of associate with masculinity and maleness, so I was kind of associating myself.
And I mean, I knew, like, as I was saying it, I knew that that's not really what I wanted to say, but when you say guy, it doesn't fit. Like, some things they just, I don't know, you want to be as equal as possible, but for this kind of situation, you can't be. Yeah.
We hope this encourages you to explore what role gender plays in your daily life. What does all this mean to you?